Good morning. Welcome to Ramblings with Joe. There are repercussions in life for everything. For instance, if you go to bed with a wet beard, you will wake up with a cowlick in your beard. Also, if you neglect to change the batteries in your smoke detectors, you will wake up at 2:30 in the morning and have to change the batteries in the smoke detectors. I thought we had 2. We have 7 smoke detectors. I thought we had 2. I had enough batteries to change 4 of them. They're all interconnected, so if you don't change the one that beeps, the one that the battery's dead in, well, the rest of them will continue to beep as well. So, I took a chance and changed 4 and hoped that I got the right one. This evening, I will change 3 more when I buy 3 more batteries. I was also curious as to why they don't have rechargeable batteries. Well, it turns out they need the extra slight voltage that they would use should the electricity goes out that are present in a lithium battery. So, rechargeable batteries and smoke detectors is a bad idea. Additionally, when you recharge something, it gets hotter. It creates heat, and that's not a good idea for a smoke/fire detector. So that was out. These are the things you find out in the middle of the night after changing smoke detector batteries, and you're mad because there's not rechargeable batteries inside the units, and you can't get back to sleep. So you do a quick search and you find this stuff out. But the topic today is repercussions. I'm an older gentleman. I'm 61 years old. To some people, that doesn't sound old. If you're 85, I'm a young buck. However, if you're 15, I am ancient. And there are repercussions in life, and there are decisions that we all have to make. And some of those decisions we make unknowingly, and some of them we make knowingly. For instance, I can't take a statin. It absolutely does something to my muscles to the point where I can't work. So I don't take statins. And I understand this may shorten my life. It may not. There are some studies that say it has no effect. And there are some studies that say it has a bad effect on your life. And of course, there are the studies that the statin makers do that say you are doomed to die early if you don't take them. Well, my wife and I had a discussion, and although it's against the directions of my doctor, we decided that I'm not taking a statin because quality of life is part of that formula, and I have tried all of them. So the repercussion for not taking a statin, well, it's unknown at this point in my life. So I'm not taking a statin. I don't want to move like a 90-year-old when I'm in my 60s. Eventually I may take a statin. I don't know. We'll find out down the road. But there are repercussions for that. Maybe not. We'll find out. But everything that you do in life, for instance, if you forget to change the batteries in your smoke detectors, there's a repercussion for that. If you don't take statins, there's a repercussion for that. If you don't take care of yourself, there's a repercussion for that. If you don't get the oil changed in your car, you are definitely affecting the life of your car. It's not going to last as long. Then there are the unknown repercussions that we don't know about, the things that we aren't aware of. For instance, if you're a homeowner and you don't, let's say, drain your water heater once a year, you've affected how long your water heater can last. They can last a very long time. I'm talking a couple decades if you drain them once a year. But if you don't drain them, you might get 10 years out of it. You might not. You might get 2 years out of it. It really depends upon the amount of minerals and sediment that you have in your water system. So at springtime, I have made this resolution to myself. I have resolved to change the batteries in my smoke detector, and I have resolved to drain my water heater. Also, when I drain the water heater, we're going to replace the heating elements. Most water heaters have 1 or 2 heating elements. Ours has 2. They've never been changed, and we're going to change them. They're not expensive. You do have to drain the water heater to change them, but that will allow it to work more efficiently if there's any mineral buildup on the elements. It's not hard. Most electricity is not hard. You just have to learn how to do it. I've changed a lot of switches out in my house to smart switches so that I can use SIRI to turn them on and off. I spell it so that I don't activate some people's smart devices. And I like it. But learning electricity is easy. The lessons you learn when you don't learn electricities can be very hard. The repercussions of not knowing what you're doing can be absolutely shocking. I am sorry I couldn't help myself. But you can get hurt if you don't know what you're doing. So make sure you study and you understand. And I don't do it enough where I have a grasp on it every time I go to do something. So I have to do little refresher courses for myself every time I do it. My brother, on the other hand, he has a extensive knowledge of everything maintenance because he's done maintenance in electrical work for 35 years. Oh, I mean, he may be pushing up toward 40 years, but definitely 35 years. It is amazing to me that people will go through life and not be aware that for everything they do, for every movement they make, for every penny they spend, for every decision they make, there's a repercussion. And most of us probably go through life like that. I certainly have gone through the majority of my life like that. Oh, look, there's pie. I'd like a piece of pie. Now I got a big gut. You're taught that there are repercussions, but you don't think about it on the daily. You don't concentrate on it. You don't think, okay, if I don't exercise right now, when I'm 61, getting down the stairs and back up the stairs is going to be a to-do. And then it's time to catch up. Repercussions. Every single decision we make has a result, has a repercussion. My repercussion this morning at 2:30 was I had to get up and change some batteries. Luckily, I found the one that was dead. It must have been one of the 4. This evening, I will change out the other 3 so that we don't have to go through this again in a 2 or 3 week period. I am running late. I slept all the way till 6:30 this morning because I was up for an hour last night, an hour and a half. Actually, the wife got up with me too and held the ladder. And then we laid in bed and we talked for about 30 minutes. So it is what it is. I never turned down an opportunity to spend time with the love of my life. And I hope you don't either. And I hope that you have a great day today. I really do. I'm going to go out and I'm going to try and have a good day. And I hope that you don't have any bad repercussions today. And I hope you find peace, love, and dream. Until next time, have a great day.